What's up, Libra? This is going to be your February 2019 reading. My name is Camille. You are watching Millennial Tarot. Before I get into the cards, I wanted to say that I am doing $10 readings. If you need more clarification over what is presented here, or if you just don't resonate with it and you want something more detailed and in-depth for your specific life, go ahead and reach out. I will leave my website and email below. You can get in touch with me either way. So let's see what is coming up for Libras this February 2019. Do it once more. Kind of hiding behind my hair. Okay. Wow. So, heavily air. Communication, words, technology, social media, phone calls, emails, conversation in general, intellect, ideas. This is at the forefront of your life right now. I was going to say before I even started shuffling that Aquarius season for Libras is active. When you enter your trine sign, a fellow air sign, things get stirred. And they get stirred in a way that's familiar with you because you're used to, you're used to dealing with air. You're used to dealing with intellect. You're used to dealing with mental landscapes. So Aquarius has forced this into your awareness once again. I'm going to get some clarity here, and then I'll show you. Excuse my facial expression, but sorry. This card also wanted to come out. Oh, God, Libra. Let's get into it. This is similar to Leo. This is similar to a lot of things that are happening. Coming into this reading with the energies of the King of Swords, we move into the energies of the Nine of Swords. We move into the energies of the Seven of Swords. We move into the energies of death. Are you catching a theme? We move from that energy into the energy of the Ten of Swords. Hello. Then, look who came out to say hi. Magician. And your bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands. Nice. Followed by the Knight, followed by the World. Just like Leo, life is going to make a major U-turn, or sharp left, into great beauty, pleasure, joy, and manifestation. But not before you deal with, how do I want to classify this? All these swords cards, the particularly anguishing ones or depressing ones. This is kind of like Virgo. This is kind of like Leo. Mix of both. Where you've got some people in your life you need to cut out because they're liars. They're not meeting you at the same mental wavelength. And you've got some thinking that you need to cut out. In order for all this to be possible, the world. The world is where we want to be, out from all these grounded swords cards of situational errors, and the World card becomes this lofty, ethereal place that we end up. That's where we love to be. That's where you're going to love being there, and that's coming. So in order to make this Magician work for you, I like to say the Magician is kind of like the dealer's choice card, because what you think, so you become. And if this is what you're thinking, and this is what you're thinking, and so you become, you block this energy from yourself. So pay attention to your thoughts this month is my first thing to say. But truly what's happening here is there is a breakdown in communication with somebody. Of course, that somebody could be yourself, so keep yourself in mind when I'm talking. There was a breakdown in communication. The Seven of Swords really coming in to say that breakdown of communication could have been based on a lie. The Leo solar eclipse brought out, lunar eclipse, so it was a full moon. The Leo lunar eclipse brought out things that were hiding. It brought things out of the woodwork. It brought truths. It brought people. It brought hidden motivations or hidden motives out of the blue for you. And you don't like what you found. You don't like who they were. You don't like what you found out or the truth of the situation. And truly, the invitation is yours to leave it all behind. This is the Death card, Scorpio, your sister. Sorry, not your sister sign, but your next door neighbor sign. Signs always kind of, zodiac goes in order in such a way that the sign that directly follows your sign is picking up on the lessons, is what you need to learn. And so there is this Libran type of congeniality. It's the same thing that's happening with Taurus. You Venus-ruled people. There's a Libran type of fairness and ease and diplomacy and velvet glove type of behavior where the depth and the muck and the truth and the diving in deep is not appealing to you. But this Scorpio card, this Death card, the what you found out over the lunar eclipse or what has been has confronted you is going to force you to kind of go within and then kind of emerge a new person. And especially because we have all these cards of mental chatter, I get that a lot of Libras are in their head. And the only way to get out of your head is to dive straight into your heart, straight into the emotion of the matter, becoming more mindful about how you're feeling, not just how you're thinking, and to let that guide you to these new beginnings that are emerging. But you have to go there this month. You have to go there. So the specifics of the situation, starting off the reading with the King of Swords, is I get that a lot of you are taking up the helm. You guys, the King of Swords is his energy of cutting out. It's this energy of truth be told. It's this energy of I'm not going to be afraid to stand in my truth or to hear the truth. And then whatever truth, it's like some of you adopted that mindset and you were like, okay. Because you guys are cool about that. You guys are cool about the exchange of ideas, even if some of those things that you're exchanging are less than pleasant and some of the things you find out are less than pleasant. You guys are cool with that. You guys can do that. But then where it lands you is in this place where you completely stay in your head about it. And you're heartbroken over it. You feel like it's a betrayal. You feel like it's giving you anxiety. You feel like people are stealing your thunder, stealing your wind, right? Swords and air, stealing your wind from beneath you. You feel like you're paralyzed. You can't move. What did you find out that has you feeling this way? Because you accepted it. You got the information and you accepted it with this kind of even keel face where you were like, okay. And you even, some of you may have understood intrinsically you needed to cut that person, cut that situation, or cut that experience out of your life. That was the Leo lunar eclipse. What fell apart, what came to illumination that you didn't like and that you had to cut out or that you have to maneuver around. You guys were good about that. You guys were like, I guess this is happening. And then where you slip up is like you stay there. And what once was your mental strength and fortitude to cut something out then becomes your own worst enemy or your poison, where you just remain in this place of head. Why did it happen? Why did it have to happen this way? Oh, it's keeping me up. Oh, they're a bad person. They're a thief. Or just thinking thoughts that are vengeful in nature, or thinking angry thoughts towards the situation and towards the person. So it's really a month to use your mental powers for this and not for this. How can you transmute? You know, these two people work together nicely. Strong cards. How can you transmute what you found out and make it work for you? This is not making it work for you. This is thinking about it too much, hanging up all the swords on your wall, reminding yourself of the pain. You know, this is like categorizing it as some mortal blow. You're dead. You're never going to move on. And I'm not going to be flippant. For some of you, this could have been truly tough. But I invite you to choose to think differently about it. Or to not think at all. Just go dive straight into the heart of the matter. Die to the situation. Re-emerge. To not be stuck in this place where you're completely mental about it and go into the emotion of it. Let it be healed. Let it come out. Cry. Be sad. These are like mental anguish. This is like a heart, gut-wrenching anguish. Be there about it if you need to, so that you can emerge anew, so that you can transmute this situation and create new opportunities, create new confidence, create new endeavors and adventures. And then beyond those adventures, to be an active participant in what life has to offer you, the new beginnings. And then let that show you the way to a completely new perspective. The world becomes yours. But the only way that you can get there is to fall out of this trap of victimhood, fall out of this trap of that's the worst thing that could ever happen, I can't believe it, to remind yourself of the strength that you had to behold the truth and hold the truth, and just go ahead, and this is my cheat code for you, go ahead and skip right over that and go straight to the magician. Go straight into, how can I make this work for me? This has happened. I can't change what has happened. I can't change what I found out. I can't change the loss. I cannot change the betrayal. So I'm going to decide how I'm going to make this work for me. And the only way to do that is to first exit the situation, die to it, get into the motion of it, get into the depth of it, understand what it was there to teach you, and then use it in your favor. These are all just roadblocks to this eventual sunrise that's coming your way, this eventual positivity that's coming your way, this power and this magic that's coming your way. And you can choose whether you want to detour yourself into negative thinking and analysis paralysis and woe is me. And I really don't mean to be flippant, and sometimes these cards can come out and they can be really hard to get around. But I don't think it's hard for you, because we've already demonstrated your own strength. In past situations, in this situation, or just in life in general, you're stronger than you think. And this is just you tripping yourself up. All right, Libra, this has been my reading for you. Get to the happy days quicker when you decide to take the negativity and put a quick spin on it. How can I make it work for me? How can I make the breakup work for me? How can I make the betrayal work for me? How can I make the loss of money, the loss of job work for me? How can I make that fight work for me? And I'm not saying that how can I make it work for me in an ego way. How can you make it work for you in a spiritual way? How can it serve? How can you choose to see that it's serving your evolution, serving your happiness rather than detracting from it? Because these thoughts of it detracting, it never ending, of it being a mortal blow or you're dead, or it being just a constant source of anxiety, that's not going to serve the evolution of your soul. So my invitation for you is to completely skip over that. And to do that by knowing you took the right action, knowing that the truth came to you at the peak time, knowing that you have the strength to deal with it, to make the decision about it now that you found it out. Skip the nonsense. Go straight into learning and rebirthing through it, emerging anew through it, and then you end up on the other side with this alchemical card of creating a life that you want with this magician. And then that's how life opens up for you. So we're not going to, how can I make this work for me in an ego petty way? How can you make it work for you in the I want to feel good about life way? This is not making it work for you. So transmute the truth, transmute the betrayal, transmute the hurt. I'm not saying that this is the invitation to feel it. I'm not saying you don't feel it or you ignore it. No. The Death card, the Scorpio card, is all about diving deep into that, acknowledging it in an emotional way. We don't need to think about it forever, though, but acknowledging it in an emotional way, and then making it work for you, transmuting it into something beautiful. The job lost becomes the job gained. The person lost becomes the better person that comes down the road. The money lost then becomes the money times 10. Cup spilleth over. That's how you make it work for you, all right, Libra? You can take the challenge. You're stronger than you think. Really, this is your reading. Let's just bypass all this analysis paralysis and anxiety and PTSD. Let's just go straight into how we can make it a beautiful new beginning, because that's what's emerging. Okay, this has been my reading. See you in March. If you need something specific to you, hit me up. Till then,